Welcome to Parallel Universe. Today, we're talking about Hollywood legend, quiet rebel, and timeless icon, Robert Redford. He was once the golden face of Hollywood. A symbol of freedom, rebellion, and effortless charm. Robert Redford didn't just dominate the screen. He defined an era. But as the years passed, the man who once stood at the center of American cinema slowly stepped away, leaving behind silence, unanswered questions, and a life marked by quiet sorrow. What really happened to Robert Redford? And why did one of Hollywood's brightest stars choose to disappear? Robert Redford was born Charles Robert Redford Jr. in 1936 in Santa Monica, California, into a modest working-class family. His father worked as an accountant, and the life envisioned for him was stable and conventional, far removed from fame. Tragedy struck early when Redford lost his mother at just 18 years old, a loss that would haunt him for the rest of his life. Friends later said this moment fractured something inside him, planting the seeds of the introspection and emotional distance that would define his later years. As a young man, Redford struggled with direction. He attended the University of Colorado on a baseball scholarship but left after clashing with authority and expectations. Drifting through Europe, he lived simply, studied art in Paris, and searched for meaning. When he returned to the United States, he committed himself to acting, studying in New York and enduring years of rejection before slowly breaking through. By the late 1960s and 1970s, Robert Redford had become one of the biggest stars in the world. Films like Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid, The Sting, Jeremiah Johnson, and All the President's Men made him a symbol of intelligence, integrity, and quiet rebellion. Yet even at the height of fame, Redford remained deeply uncomfortable with celebrity. He avoided Hollywood parties, shunned publicity, and retreated into private spaces whenever possible. Behind the scenes, Redford's personal life was unraveling. He experienced devastating loss when his infant son died suddenly, followed years later by the death of another child from illness. These tragedies left scars that never healed. Friends and collaborators noted that Redford became increasingly withdrawn, carrying grief that he rarely spoke about publicly. Success could not shield him from pain. Rather than chase fame, Redford turned inward and behind the camera. He found purpose in directing, winning an Academy Award for Ordinary People, a film deeply rooted in grief and emotional repression, themes mirroring his own life. His founding of the Sundance Film Festival became his greatest legacy, a haven for independent voices and filmmakers who, like him, felt pushed aside by the industry. As the years passed, Redford slowly faded from public life. His final acting roles were sparse and reflective, often centered on aging, regret, and isolation. By the late 2010s, he officially retired, choosing silence over celebration. Health issues, physical decline, and the weight of loss confined him further from the spotlight. The man once adored by millions now lived quietly, far from cameras and applause. At 89, Robert Redford's life is no longer defined by glamour, but by solitude. His story is not one of scandal, but of emotional endurance. Fame gave him everything, yet it could not save him from grief, time, or the cost of survival in a relentless industry. Robert Redford didn't vanish because he was forgotten. He stepped away because some legends carry their pain in silence. If you want to explore more untold stories behind Hollywood legends, don't forget to subscribe, and tell us in the comments, what part of Robert Redford's life moved you the most?